I thought it was going to be busy too, and I haven't had to do anything all day. All right.
Nice.
I remember the day Daunte was murdered by Kim Potter. We were up in the park here. That's why I remember. Because if you walk down this trail, you get right to the spot where that terrible accident happened. It was fucked up. And that's my son Kobe. He looked really white, but the deal was he was autistic and a black gay man and a professional chef and a horticulturist. He loved children. He'd sew stuffed animals for children, but they'd be funky looking like Japanese cartoons, like one arm and an X for an eye. Kids. And like to smoke a lot of ganja. He was a 21-year-old. And chill out right here, because he had a big dog and he walked him here. People in this neighborhood know him because he had such a cool dog, and this was his spot. And we saw the cop cars when Daunte was murdered. They were flying. New Hope, Crystal, Brooklyn Center. They were all coming because they know they fucked up. And the community never turned out like they ever did on that day. They were all here. I made a phone call, and there were how many people? 200 people out there on a Sunday. Goddamn fucking Sunday. Anyway, Daunte was a great guy. Like, handsome, awesome, super intelligent. Loved everybody, They tried to fucking run his name through the mud when they're worse people than he ever could be. He was a great guy. And so was Kobe. He lived over here, so this was his park over on Halifax. The trail goes there, but it's a little ways away. It's because there's June and then Halifax is down the hill. It's a little bit of a walk, but this was his spot. There's a lot of swamp up here. And he had stabbed himself, so they locked him up in the hospital. He'd been in every psych ward because he was having a hard time in college. He was training to be a professional chef, and they had him running a restaurant, and he's autistic, and he got very suicidal. So they locked him up in all 3 psych wards. And they let him out, and the judge ordered that he had to go to treatment every day down on the West Bank, and he really liked that place because he just did art all day and talked to someone about in groups and stuff. And because he was autistic, he had like a half day, and they cabbed him there and back. And he didn't answer the letters for his medical assistant, so they canceled him. And then they kicked him out of the hospital, even though it was judge ordered. The only way he got out of the psych ward was that he was in that program, and then they kicked him out of the program because of his insurance. And he was only out for a little while before he was stabbing himself again, trying to kill himself, and that's why the police were there that day, as he had stabbed himself. So he belonged in an ambulance. And my parents called back and said, he hit himself in the head with a hammer, and they said, we got the weapons, we got the hammer, we got the knife, don't come, you'll make everything worse. And the police came and they said, don't come in, I'm not going to let you in. And they're like, we're coming in anyway. And they set him down in the middle of the room to make sure that it was safe. And the ambulance was in the area, and they wouldn't let it come. They just talked to him for 12 minutes, interrogating him, trying to get him to confess to assaulting someone or just threatening someone with a hammer. They wanted to get him on a crime. And it's the same Brooklyn Center fucking cops who are so incompetent that had taken him to the hospital before. They should have known what he needed. He needed to be in that ambulance. And after 12 minutes, they said, we're going to go get you checked out. He's like, no, you're going to lock me up forever again without a phone. And he jumped up and ran, and they tased him, and they all tumbled over the couch. And if you watch the body cams, it's like he doesn't ever get this teeny knife, but they say he got a knife. Every single cop in my mom's house, she's sitting there in her wheelchair in this big room where we usually have the Christmas tree, and they all shot him in the head from each direction, shooting at each other, shooting at my mom. Like, A month later, we found a bullet in the linen closet, a shell casing in the bullet closet. They were just shooting everywhere, and they shot him in the head a bunch of times because he was trying to run away. And that's what Daunte was trying to do. He just did it, you know. He was like, I can't take this shit today. He did, and he was being respectful to the very last minute, you know. And he was scared, and Kobe was really scared. And these police, they're not trained to be fucking mouse catchers. They can't fucking do the job we need them to do. We need professionals. We never call 911. 20 years I worked downtown. Our restaurant is open 24 hours a day. Downtown. And every night there's either a shooting, a stabbing, or an OD. I carry Narcan. I've saved someone from overdosing. And the one thing we never fucking do is call 911. The last time we did, 26 years ago, they started to fuck with someone because they're asshole pricks. Oh, that's the name of my speech, asshole pricks. Thanks, you guys.